Well, welcome back to Schmattz Outdoors, everyone. We are ready. Well, I don't know. I think I'm ready for water trapping. Physically, I don't know if I am. Mentally, but we are gonna set water sets today, and hopefully a lot of them. I don't think 100 muskrat sets is out of the realm today, especially if I got 12 floats in here. You know, 2 traps a piece, that's 24 sets right there just on floats. So getting even close to 100 should be pretty easy today. We are gonna try and set 2 beaver sets. Well, I'm assuming 2 beaver sets today. I'm just hoping that doesn't take me an hour to actually do it. I'm hoping to get there maybe a half an hour and get my 2 sets, find 2 spots, figure out where I'm putting my traps, get them bedded, the whole works. Hopefully half an hour I can be in and out of there, but we're gonna try using drowning rods. These are 10-foot fiberglass rods. They're a little bit of a pain because they stick out so far, but I think they're gonna be actually speed things up rather than using cable drowners. So inside the truck we got all the beaver gear, and then there's a bunch of colony traps sitting in there. We got 110s, footholds. I think there's like 90 110s in here, and I think there's, I want to say like 60 or 65 footholds. You know, so obviously if I get all them out, I mean, we're gonna have 150 plus muskrat sets out, and that's not including floats. So that was kind of my goal going into the season, but now with the landline going the way it is, I don't know if we'll get that many out. Again, I'm hoping 100 sets total, so 24 of those will be floats. That leaves left these 75 normal sets. So, and then over here we got bait clips, we got sugar beets for the floats, sugar beets for the bait clips, and then baby carrots. I do have some Mink gear in here as well. So I got my portable pockets here. I got the drowning plates inside my truck. Over here we got 6-foot poles. There's a few 6-footers and then 5-footers in here. And then there's a whole bunch of 4-footers there. I threw a few extra 4-footers down here, and there's some 5-footers right here. We'll use those first. You know, the first couple spots, you know, I'll be putting probably, the first zoo I'll be putting 8 sets in there. You know, those poles don't last very long. Like I said, last year I run out of poles, and that's what kind of stopped me from putting sets out. So that's not going to be the case this year. So as far as catches, we're good. I got roughly an hour worth of traps to check. If I make any catches in that, I'm actually going to stash them at the abandoned farm place where I've had skunks the last 2 days in the back of that chicken coop, because I drive within a half mile of that at the end of the line. Or either way, I'll make it back to there and pick them up on my way home. By then, I'm hoping most, if not all, the floats will be out of here, you know, and I'll have a little more room. My sort of plan is, I don't have a lot, but we have a little bit of space right here to add animals, and then I'm gonna stick them underneath my coyote bag and then just set the bag back on top of them. That's my goal. And then I got one bigger colony trap here. They just take up a lot of room. I have the spot already figured out where I'm gonna put him, and it's fairly early on in the line, so thought, well, we'll just leave him outside so I can get to him easy. Yeah, it's as simple as that. So we are loaded up. The truck is squatting a little bit with this much gear in there. I do still have some coyote gear and raccoon gear up on the front. I maybe should have just taken it out for today. I debated it, but I already had a bunch of stuff sitting on top of it before that. But I thought, well, I maybe should have just taken the coyote traps out and maybe thrown just a couple in case I need to replace one if one's muddy or something like that. Weather-wise, it is like 36 degrees right now. It's supposed to actually warm up decently into the low 50s a day. It's supposed to be fairly light winds. So I'm hoping, I got a sweatshirt, a long sleeve shirt, and a t-shirt on. I'm hoping I can set traps like this without needing my Carhartt jacket. I just don't want to get that all wet, dunking it in the slough. So that's my plan. Yeah, like I said, we're gonna try and get as many sets out as we can within reason. I have kind of a deadline in mind. I want to basically be on my way to checking the last little bit of my landline that I have now at about 5:30. So we're gonna set water traps right up until I get close to that, and then as I get closer to the end of my line, kind of have a better idea where I'm at timeline, and then that may change. I'd like to get a few sets in every slough. I can always add to it in the next few days, but I want to get kind of spread out. Again, I don't want to carpet bomb. I'm going to carpet bomb some of the early sloughs, but once I get later on in my line, depending on landline catches that I have, if I have any today, and honestly, like today is one of those days I just kind of hope that if I catch any skunks or raccoons, they're caught in skunk or raccoon sets. I hope the skunks honestly are caught in conibears because I can reset those quickly and not have to worry about dispatching them. Yeah, and then, if I catch coyotes and I catch coyotes or something in the coyote sets, but I kind of hope, as dumb as that sounds, I hope my landline catches are down a little bit today from what they have been, to give me a chance to get some of the rest of this gear out today. Because once it's out, checking it and maintaining it takes, half as much time as it does to get it out. So, because not every set will be set off. Once you find a spot and kind of get stuff set, again, it's just walk out, take your animal out, reset it, stab it back in there, and get back in the truck is way quicker than getting the gear on the poles and all that, building the poles. I even thought about building some poles ahead of time, but as you can see, I don't really have a lot of room to have the poles set in here and the traps get tangled amongst each other. So I decided we're just going to wait till I get to each slough, and then I'll build the poles as I need them. So yeah, it's a lot of gear. I have a list of where I'm going to put all the floats out. So we'll kind of see how well I go by that list. But like I said, by the time I get home, I'm hoping to have all of them or most of all of them set out. So even the first 5 sloughs that I go by will get these first 5 floats. Well, that's going to give me, that much more room in here. So, and then this milk crate up here, that's number 11s. Those are mink traps, pocket set traps. So, yeah, like I said, we got a load full of gear. Again, we're going to set the one beaver house as it today, unless I make it through the whole line, surprisingly. I have one beaver house not too far from my house here. I'm hoping to set that maybe in the next couple days. I'm not worried about that one today, but if I have time today, we'll stop and set it. But, all right. I think that's all I got for you. Like I said, it's going to be a busy day for me out on the line. Honestly, I'm only going to show you catches. I'm not going to show you sets or anything today, muskrat sets, anything like that. It's going to be just catches only, and let's get out on the line. Well, that did not take long. One thing I didn't mention at the house, so I have 2 coyote sets right on our land. Before I filmed, before I filmed just a minute ago, I had went and checked those with nothing in them. Again, I wanted to make sure I'm not having to go over there in the dark and the side-by-side to check them. But we made ourselves a catch. What we got, there's a tree line here, pretty heavy tree line. I have a coyote set on this side of it right down here. It goes down and it catches this tree line. Out here, there's a big drainage ditch, and then obviously you got a field change there, and there's a gravel road comes from this way. And then this way we got it goes a half mile of trees, and then there's some drainage ditches up there too. But I had a coyote here caught a few days ago. This set had been messed with it got run over. This one got run over by the tractor here a few days ago, and I had to swap out the trap. It had actually been messed with, and I wonder if this guy here hadn't stepped like on the edge of the jaw or something, and it slid my trap out just a little bit. Because literally there was one track like right on the edge of the jaw of it, and it moved my trap enough that it didn't get caught. But and it looked like fox tracks. I even mentioned that to myself when I was here, and I probably should have filmed it for you guys, but it's a little embarrassing, honestly, to even mention that to you. But, you know, and the stupid thing is, I mentioned it yesterday with that little fox. You know, it's like, well, I hadn't caught one yet. I was wondering if I was gonna catch one. Caught one yesterday, and I mentioned something about it opening the floodgates. Well, bingo, first set today, and we got ourselves a fox. Unfortunately, yesterday when I was skinning that fox, I tore him and basically ruined the pelt. I damn near tore him in half, to be quite honest. I don't know, he had some bite marks on him, and I don't know if one of those bite marks tore loose when I was pulling on it or what, but it just, yeah, it damn near ripped the whole, like, well, back half of the pelt apart. So ended up just tossing that one, which is a bummer. This is a quite a bit bigger fox, nicer looking fox. He's not muddy. I would say this is an adult, but we're not gonna spend a lot of time here. We're gonna get him out of the trap. Like I said, I even considered, I'm only 2 miles from home, about going and dropping him back off, but I don't think we're going to. We're gonna just throw him in the truck and move on. Like I said, I'll probably stash him at that abandoned farm place once I get there, you know, and then I can always come back and get him. So, all right, yeah. So this was just a flat set. I got it kind of right here because it's dirt this way. It was the first place I actually had a little bit of grass and cover, but I don't have any grass and cover anymore here. Normally I have it up over closer to the trees, but I haven't actually had as good a luck up there as I have having it out here a little further. But having it out here a little further has the risk of it getting run over. So, and especially deer season's coming up next week, so I would not be surprised if this one gets run over again, but we'll get him out of here, get this set remade, get moved on. First set of the day. I could see, and I'm calling it, well, I guess I checked two. Darn it. Third set of the day. Because I could see him bouncing around when I was way up here coming down the road. So I could check this one before that one over there. So third set of the day, because I did check those two at home. But we'll get him out of here. Let's get moved on. Catching fox. This could be a bad sign for today, but yes and no. All right, we got another catch here. I'm only just a couple sets down the road. We have this big drainage ditch. They're actually working on finally getting this cornfield combine, and then this big drainage just keeps flowing up past like where these trees are at. Opening day, or the first check, I had a raccoon over there and one over here. A couple days ago, I had a big raccoon that was hiding underneath this culvert. But I could see that that set has been monkeyed with. So that set's over there, but my set's knocked over. My golf ball is missing right at the moment, but right down here, that's a good sized skunk caught in my 120 right there, or 220 right there. So I did mention I kind of hoped if I was going to catch one that it'd be in conibears. So yeah. Almost looks like there's fresh mud right here on top of this little hump of grass. But anyway, we'll get this skunk out of here. We'll fix that set back up over there, and we'll be on our way. At least he's caught in a conibear. Again, this is only going to take me a minute or two to reset, as opposed to if I had to get him dispatched. So I'll take it. I don't really want him today, but we'll take him anyway. All right, everyone, we're I was going to say making good time through the line, but we're really not. We've been adding quite a few sets. I think I'm close to 50 water sets out right now. High 40s for sure. I kind of carpet bombed a few of the first sloughs. It's taken me a bit of time. And then the last few sloughs, it's like, man, we got to get moving. So I put in some of the high percentage sets. We can fill in the line a little bit tomorrow again. Once I get, I'm just a few sets away from of checking, away from where those beaver sets are. So once I get the beaver sets in, then I'll have a real good, after that, then I can start carpet bombing sloughs, you know, if I have time to get the sets in. We're going to try and get a few sets in every slough, but not maybe all the sets in all the sloughs, if that makes sense. We do have a catch, finally. So I had a coyote down here on the end of this rock pile maybe 3 or 4 days ago. Again, we got a tree line here that they actually tore most of the trees out of now. A yard up here and a yard down on that end. Eventually, I'm assuming most of these fields will get worked, but they are not yet. Down on the end, again, I had a coyote in a dirt hole set. This is actually a pipe dream set. You know, and I've put it here, I've tried over there. This set has never really done me much other than I think I've caught a few skunks in it over the years. But yeah, I don't know why, but you know, this year with none of the crops being worked, this guy here apparently thought that this was a good spot. So yeah, pretty dark looking coyote, like his whole face and everything. I don't think he's dirty necessarily. I think it's just his face is that dark. He's laying right here. You know, just his face and everything is all dark. He doesn't really have the tan in his body like a lot of them do. He's more like, you know, his guard hairs are more silvery and I don't know. Nice looking coyote, pretty decent sized one again. So got a few of the pups out of the way. Now we can start catching a few of the adults. So yeah, my pipe is still in the ground. It's right here. Yeah, just right there, right above this kind of yellow corn stalk. My pipe is right there. He's got me a lot of nice loose dirt to sift back over this. It ends up being kind of a trash pile set when I'm done. I'll take a bunch of this stuff and kind of stick it up behind my trap so they don't try to circle around the back side of it. And yeah, we'll get this guy out of here. Like I said, I don't want to spend a lot of time here, so we'll get him out of here. We'll get him in the truck and move on. You know, the next slough I have just right over here, I am going to carpet bomb that one, so that's why I kind of skipped a few of those. Because I want to make sure I get that one hit really hard. There is a ton of sign there, so yeah, like I said, it's just a matter of being mindful of where I spend my time today. So, but yeah, we're getting a bunch of the gear. I mean, these were humped over. I got half of my floats out. I don't know, like I said, I put close to 50 sets out. I think 5 or 6 mink sets now and a couple floats. I think 5 floats. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Like I said, we're going to keep on moving. Again, we're going to try and get most of the floats, even if that's the only sets I get in that slough. The floats are pretty easy to set out, and they're going to be pretty easy to check. If your trap's not on there, you got to go tend it. So, all right, we'll get to working on this guy. All right, so we're back behind that house where the new sets are. Again, I got one set out here by this tree line, and I got one set right here. So I had a raccoon caught in this set first, and then I had a coyote caught here 2 days ago, and now I got a little raccoon, just a little small guy, but another raccoon. So get him through. The next stop is the beaver set, so I keep like thinking, well, man, I want to get these beaver sets put in because I know that's going to be kind of my limiting factors today. Once I get those in, then I'll kind of have a good idea how much time I have. But yeah, stuff like this is slowing me down, so we'll get this little guy out of there. The set remade, I mean, now with 3 catches, they got it leveled off real nice. It's not going to be too bad to get it remade today, but all right, we'll get him out of there. So I have a mixed bag line. I got a fox, a coyote, a raccoon, and a skunk so far today. So, and we're down to maybe like 24 traps to check. So I don't have that much to check. So I have a pretty good chance to get a bunch more water sets out. So like I said, the beaver sets will be the next one, and then we'll go from there. All right, guys, we're just about home. Just checking the last few sets of the day. So I got a dog proof setting down here that actually was tipped over the first day, but it hasn't been messed with since. This seems to be the hot set. So right here, there's a gap in the woven wire fence right here, and then right here kind of. So got myself another raccoon here. That's the second raccoon, and I got a skunk here first. So yeah, we'll get this guy out of here and keep moving. Like I said, I only got a few left, but I'm running out of daylight over there. So we'll get him out of there and away we go. All right, we're only a couple sets past the last one where I just had the raccoon caught. right here there is a skunk. So again, just this dry drainage ditch. It goes across the road and then runs down there. Yeah, just a dog proof setting right here in the middle of this drainage. So again, I'm running out of daylight and I want to get one beaver set put in. So we're going to quickly get this guy dispatched and we'll be on our way. But yeah, there's a skunk right here in the dog proof. Well, somebody beat me to the beaver set, which is surprising. There's only a couple people that I know trap. That is one location where I have seen somebody else's traps before, so I think I know who did it, but it's fair game, and they're right in the road ditch, the beaver is, so that's why I wanted to get the first beaver house set today. I didn't make it to that one, but we do have another catch. What I have is a chunk of CRP grass. I actually had the fox caught like a mile as a crow flies, like up, this is the tree line that I had him caught up by. And then the big ditch is right down here. All this grass is the big ditch. So I have a coyote set again, just on a fence line here. But that is not a coyote. We got ourselves a little badger down in there. He's not real big, but I know the whiting ain't great, but he's got his nice little hole back in there. You know, from the road up here, I could see this. And I knew something was up. So, yeah, it's going to take a minute to get him out of there, get this leveled off just a little bit, to get my set back working again. Shouldn't have dug my stake out or anything like that, but we're going to verify that before we remake it here. But yeah, I don't know if this will help or hurt my set here. Usually it doesn't do them any good when you catch a badger in there. So, but yeah, got a badger down in the hole. Second one of the season. Got the second fox of the season. Kind of got the trifecta of all the land animals caught today. So anyway, we'll get him out of here, get moved on. I'm running out of daylight. So only got one trap left to check, and then we'll see you guys at home. All right, everyone, I made her home. Yeah, that's a little bummer right at the end here that somebody had already set that beaver. I figured that was going to be a slam dunk, easy peasy catch right there. Again, he was right in the road ditch, but I guess somebody else also thought the same thing. So, yeah, we're going to go through the catch a little bit for you guys here, and then I'm going to get skin in and get off my feet because I am tired. I don't even know how many sets I got out. I think I'm somewhere around 80 water sets, 2 beaver sets by the one house. There's a more sign there than I thought there was going to be, so we'll see. I put one caster mount set and then one kind of trail set or blind set, you know, where they're going, you know, so there's no bait or where they're 330, you know, half submerged. Yeah, so 2 beaver sets is all I got out, which is fine. Like I said, I'm a little bummed about that spot, but I got plenty of, I think I got 9 mink sets out, which means I got sloughs, at least 9 sloughs that have, you know, a few muskrat sets in, because I didn't put any mink sets where there was no muskrat sets. I put in a few just blind trail sets for muskrats where they're going through culverts or whatever else. Just because I didn't have time to be making pole sets, you know, getting them baited and all that and get them put out in all the sloughs. So I have plenty of more spots that I could be water trapping, but tomorrow it's actually supposed to rain most of the day off and on. So I don't know what that's going to do to the catch tonight. You know, it's south winds right now. I think overnight it's supposed to turn to the north. So, you know, the wind should be good for both sets, you know, all the sets anyway, because, you know, it's blowing my scent away from the road on one side right now, and then it'll blow the scent the opposite way later on this evening for the sets that are on the other side of the road. So, yeah, and then just, you know, I thought it was a slow day on the line until right at the end here. I picked up a raccoon, a skunk, and a badger all within, well, let's see, the raccoon, it'd have been 2 sets between the raccoon and the skunk, and basically the next set, or it wasn't basically, the next set after the skunk had the badger in there. So 3 animals in under 15 minutes, you know, back to back to back, added to my skinning time, that's for sure. So One last thing on the water line. I'm not done putting out a water line, but I'm done for tomorrow. We're going to run just a straight through check of everything. I don't know if, unless I get through most of the line, really early, I'm probably not going to be adding too many more water sets for the time being. Again, it's supposed to rain off and on tomorrow, so we'll see kind of how that goes. But all right, over here in the bags, there's two skunks in here. This one I just caught. That one there was the one caught right away this morning. He stinks. This one here doesn't. We're gonna move this guy. I call it the first set of the morning, but even though I had checked a couple coyote sets on ours, got a nice fox here. Got a beautiful tail, way bigger than the one I caught yesterday. And like I said, I ruined the one yesterday trying to skin him, so we're going to have to be quite a bit more careful on my skinning machine tonight to get him skinned. And this guy's been... I had stashed this fox in one of these skunks at an abandoned farm place until just right at the end here. So he's cold. He's going to fall off. He's cold, so he's probably not going to skin all that good. The badger and this one raccoon are still fresh. I mean, they're literally, the badger's only 10 minutes old, so we're going to skin those two right away because they're going to pull and skin nice and easy. But pretty decent fox. Like I said, the one yesterday was pretty orangey like down here. This one's at least got a little bit darker neck on him. Beautiful fox, just no burrs, nothing. The fox always seem like they're pretty darn clean, where the coyotes tend not to be that way. So we'll just set him back over here. Let's see. The next catch would have been this coyote. Pretty darn nice looking coyote. Well furred again like the one yesterday. Again, very few burrs. Pretty big coyote as far as that goes too. It's one of the bigger ones that I get. Well, I don't know about that, but a decent sized adult, I guess. Again, glad to have a nice coyote again. The pups have been kind of cruddy looking, so it's nice to get a nice adult that has nice full fur, not rubbed, anything like that. Then we got this little fella. This guy was caught in a coyote set back behind in one of the new sets from this year. Just a tiny young of the year raccoon. He's not very big. And then we got this raccoon here. He's not very big. He's bigger than this one. He's like double the size of this one. But he's got really, really thick plush fur on his back especially. So I'm really happy how that coon looks. The coons may have not been full prime when I started here, but boy, they're getting darn close to it now, I have to think. And then we got the old badger. Pretty nice fluffy looking badger, nice and white and colored like the last one was too. So yeah, a little bit smaller badger as far as badgers go, but still a pretty decent, nice badger. I don't know if you guys could see, like, the flanks are the first thing to prime up on a badger, and that thing is just fluffy. I don't know. But like I said, nice and white. They always kind of get a little bit blacker looking on the back, just because the tips of the guard hairs got a little bit of black in them. So yeah, like I said, we're gonna change clothes because I've been in waders all day long. Literally I went and checked the two sets on our land here in normal shoes, and ever since I've been in waders. One thing, I don't know how well you're gonna see that. Oh yeah, you could see how far up my arm is wet. So I was putting in the last mink set and was just kind of getting it where I wanted it, and I was trying to get my weight out, my drowner weight, the cable tight and all that, and I stepped and it was a foot deep, and the next step it went like, I don't know, it was up this high. It didn't go over my waders that I know of, but I kind of tried to put my arm down on the bank to catch me, and so I'm wet up to my elbow. Again, didn't run into my waders that I can tell, but I'm getting cold now that it's cooling off at night here. So again, it's supposed to, I don't know if it's really going to rain overnight necessarily. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. It's supposed to stay a little bit warmer too. So like in around 40 for a low tonight. So, I mean, that the zoos are going to stay open for most of a week here. And we're going to run as many water sets as I can keep maintaining, as long with all of this going on every stinking night. Because we got 7 catches again tonight. We got 2 skunks, 2 raccoons, a fox badger, and a coyote for 7 catches today. And that seems like that's been about my average going here, is about 7 catches every day, or 8 catches. You know, I don't even know how many. This is the 9th check, I'm pretty sure. I don't even know anymore because it all blends together. But I'm pretty sure 9 checks, and I'm over 70 animals caught already. So yeah, just wow, I guess is all I have to say. Got 2 fox, 2 badgers caught, which are usually, you know, I get 1 here or there all the way through the line. So to have 2 of each already is a little surprising. It was kind of funny because yesterday when I caught the fox, I did mention that, you know, like, oh, caught one early on in the season this year. It's going to kind of breed fox. And then sure enough, basically the first trap I checked out on the main line had a fox in it. So it's almost like I can't make this stuff up. It's almost like I called it right from the get-go that there was going to be a fox on the line, you know, in the next couple of days, I guess. I'm not saying the very first set, but anyway. All right, so yeah, we got some skinning ahead of us. We're going to get after it here. We're going to go in and get changed and get dry and then get after it. I appreciate you guys riding around with me. There's going to be a bunch of catches tomorrow because we're going to have muskrat catches. Hopefully I got a couple beaver or a beaver to show you. And maybe even a mink. I got 9 mink sets out, purposely set for mink. So a few trail sets and stuff you could always catch one into, but some portable pockets out just for mink. So I'd be stoked to have a mink cut tomorrow too. So you just never know. And then the land line, if it keeps producing like normal here, we're going to have some land catches for you too. So again, I appreciate you guys riding around out on the line with me today. We'll see you out on the line tomorrow.